We welcome you back to Ramada Field, field number 4 at Salt River at Talking Stick, home of the Arizona Diamondbacks spring training facility. Ryan Sikora with Kevin Cardez for the second game of our doubleheader here tonight on the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League social and now YouTube page. We got that one going for you for Game 2. It's two of the top 10 teams in the division. T-Rex, who lead the table heading into Week 4, taking on Dirtbags, who find themselves placed 6th as the first pitch comes in. It is T-Rex batting first. That's Quentin Hennessy at home plate. Hennessy, Juan Carlos, and Justin Charrington. The three due up in the top of the third. They will face Ryan Weller, the righty, working right now from the third base side for Dingers, or Dirtbags, rather. 6-2-1 are Dirtbags. 13 points, 6th placed in the league, a top 6 offense, top 2, maybe top 1 defense so far through 10 games. T-Rex, the highest scoring team in all the land right now. Here's the offering. It's down in the dirt, could not be corralled by the catcher. And it's an early hitter's counts in the top of the first. .730 first pitch as that one's lined out into left. Center fielder going over will make the grab in left center for the first of the game. Quentin Hennessy flies out to center field. That'll bring up Juan Carlos. Kevin, two highly talented teams, maybe two of the 3 best teams in the league.
Not the first time that T-Rex has been on our broadcast. Really appreciate what they've brought on the field. Obviously, one of the best, if not the best team in their current form on the diamond in the entire Woodbat League. They played spectacularly last time that they were on our screens. 7 runs in the 5th inning to cement a comeback win that they pushed over last time they were here. They're looking to continue. They've had a little bit of a rough stretch, 3-2 in their last 5. Can they keep up momentum and get back on their winning ways?
Started 6-0, Kev. That was a 12-5 win, 12-6 win rather, against AZ Premier. That 7-run 5th inning propelled them from what was a deadlock tight game. Got them going. Lost their last one. Played Horned Frogs last Thursday, a 4-2 defeat. Dirtbags come in on a bit of decent form themselves. They won on Friday, a 10-8 win over Saguaros. This is Juan Carlos, the outfielder, who bats second in the lineup with 1 gone in the first as it's chopped foul down the first base side. Weller, one of the more talented arms at this level, playing in this league over the summer, throws a ball in, and did he get a piece of that and chop it foul? He may have. Juan Carlos, who's wearing number 18 today. Justin Charrington, the first baseman in the on-deck circle, and in the hole is Liam Wilson. Weller, and you'll probably see Brooks Bayer here today as well for Dirtbags. Sets from the belt, and here's the pitch. Line right up the middle for a base hit in the first. Corralled by the center fielder, and that's the first knock of the night. Juan Carlos, a one-out single.
That's loud contact, 2 at-bats in a row there, Ryan. That first one skied out to center field, had a little bit of unluckiness to it, went straight towards the center fielder. It was a catchable ball. This time, though, slices right up, finds some green. That's an easy base hit. If you're Weller, you want to quiet down the bats. This is getting loud, and it's early.
Important for him to start well, too. We talked to the coaching staff before the game. Supposedly some discomfort for Ryan Weller as he works to Justin Sherrington, the first baseman / extra hitter in this 10-man batting lineup for T-Rex. Again, we mentioned you could see Brooks Bayer later on in this evening, Kev.
Weller, we had a chance to talk to him in the pregame. He has a little bit of discomfort in his shoulder, said he's feeling a little fatigued, had a shorter warm-up today so that he could quiet down on his pitches in the early part of the game, sort of extend himself as far as he can go.
That was outside. It's a 2-0 count to the righty Sherrington. Runner on first is Juan Carlos. One gone in the first. Pickoff attempt. Just for timing, as Carlos is in there safe. It's July 1st night. Decent cloud cover. As we veer towards the southeastern part of the valley here in South Scottsdale. Carlos goes. Sherrington chops it straight back foul. And we'll do it again.
How tall do you think Justin Sherrington is?
6'9". I don't know, but I'm small, so I'm going to guess he's as tall as he wants to be, Kevin.
He looks like Aaron Judge out there. That's really all I had to say. Plays the bag pretty tall.
Playing first base. Get a long reach defensively. Big bat speed to fly one to the power side that is left field. Seen a couple of home runs tonight in the opening game. What a thriller that was. More on that in a second. Here's the pitch. Down in, and he might have missed low. Didn't see a right signal, but it's 2-2 to Sherrington. What a first game we had, a 6-5 thriller. Marucci took an early lead in the 7th. It was all over the place, back and forth, a tight game. It was 2-1, Kevin, forever, a defensive slugfest, and the bats kind of came alive in the 6th and the 7th between two teams that are searching for an identity early. Just week 4 of the season. Down in the dirt, Carlos is going to go. Throw is well in time. Did Carlos get around it? No, he didn't. So Juan Carlos got an early jump on a bad pitch, but he could not get there. It was a little slow, and a great arm from behind home plate for the second out of this opening frame.
Just a poor jump there, Ryan. Had an opportunity to really go take that bag. Catcher was off kilter, had to slide to his right and scoop the ball out. Had an opportunity, but the pop was just there. If you're the catcher, that's a good throw. It's on line. I thought that there was a chance that Juan Carlos swung and got out of the way of the base path, but looks like he got in, got out, and that's a strikeout there for Ryan Weller, so he'll march back to the dugout. Easy inning there for the Dirtbags.
Weller gets Sherrington to go down. It's a unorthodox 1-2-3 here in the first. We'll step aside on the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League Network. Home half of the opening inning here on the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League Network. Streaming live right now on YouTube and Twitter here on this Monday, July 1st night. T-Rex and Dirtbags in a top 6 matchup here in the league. But Dirtbags, who you're about to see here in this bottom half of the first, are better than they're placed currently, we think, at least, Kevin Cardes.
I would say that they are. This is one of the best defensive teams in the entire Woodbat League. They've only had 34 runs scored against them all year. For reference, the T-Rex, the best offensive team in the league, have scored 92 runs against all of their opponents. This is a team that strives to keep the score low and outscore their opponents on the margins with their pitching leading the way. If you're the Dirtbags, you probably want to score early and get a hold of the rope as you try to beat the best team in the league.
Those 34 runs, second best in the league. They're also the best per in the entire Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League. Team who has the least runs allowed, which is just 33, only one less, has played just 8 games through the first 3 weeks. So we are seeing the classic unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Dirtbags will lead off with Ty Van Meter, who takes one right across the throat. Got out of the way. Pitcher for T-Rex is Cade Burkhart. You will see him. You will see TJ Grast as well. Here's the offering. Paints the inside corner for a strike.
Common theme among a lot of these Woodbat pitchers. They like to nibble on the outside corners. They're going for precision on those outside spots of the zone, trying to get strikes off of the batter. They're not trying to challenge as much. This is a hitting first league, and they know that. They're trying to work around the zone to get ahead in the count.
And that's because, arms are tough to come by at almost any level of the Summer League balls. So when you get down here, you're not in the Cape, you're not in the Northwoods, you're trying to pick your pieces out, and bats can just kind of sometimes run rampage. That was a great little pitch on a 2-2 offering, and down looking goes the leadoff hitter, Van Meter. It's Ty Nelson, then Alex Sanchez, the 3 due up in this inning. Those 2 behind Van Meter. It's 1 out on the first batter faced for the pitcher, Cade Burkhart.
Off-speed changeup just drops in, little teardrop pitch right on the outside corner. Gets him looking. That's exactly what a Woodbat League pitcher's looking for. It's that outside corner. Nibble, 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 strike out. Try to get him looking.
Ty Nelson, no batting gloves. Old school look for him with a low stance at the plate. He lines that one into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder. And it's a 1-out single for Nelson, just as Juan Carlos did for T-Rex in the top of this inning.
I don't know if you noticed the arm on that right fielder out there. Moving across his body, threw across his chest, lazy throw, but it was on line, and it went pretty far for a lackadaisical, off-balance throw. Notice that and remember that for later if someone tries to run on him and turn a single into a double.
The 3 outfielders listed are Juan Carlos, Quentin Hennessy, and his brother, Jonte. That one pushed high up into the sky, shallow right field. Shading over is the second baseman who makes the play for the second out of the inning. Good job by Gavin Norius. There's 2 down now. Runner stayed on first. Alex Sanchez goes down, and Jaden Leon will come up. Strikeout looking. Single to right. Pop fly to the second baseman in shallow right field. Leon stares at the first pitch. It's too low. It's a 1-0 count.
Both pitchers here for both teams working pretty efficiently, just trying to get in and out of these innings early. They know most teams only have 1 or 2 actual pitchers lined up to pitch these games. If you want to win, you want to use that first and second one and have the game end on that second guy.
Especially, again, early in the week when you're just starting your week. You don't have the long breaks. This is the beginning of the end in a lot of ways. You got to try and make it through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday so you can make it to Thursday and Friday and try and get a 3 or 4 win week.
Well, what you're trying to do here is honestly just survive to the 4th. This league is off starting 4th of July. They come back in the 8th. You have a nice break. Empty your tank would be my take here. Just let your arms coast, get through these 3 games, and enjoy your break for the next week.
Breaking piece is too low. Cleanup hitter Jaden Leon. Runner on second is Ty Nelson. Righty-righty. Swing and a miss. A hefty hack from Leon. And a chance for Burkhart to get out of the inning with just 1 man to reach. It was a 1-2-3 inning for his counterpart Ryan Weller of Dirtbags in the top of this frame. Here's the pitch. It's down low. It looked like it was a ball. Leon thought it was too, but it's a strikeout looking. 2 Ks in the first for Cade Burkhart. It's 0-0 after 1. Visiting half of the second inning, T-Rex and Dirtbags on this Monday night. 4-5-6. Liam Wilson, Johnny Garber, Jonte Hennessy for the visiting side as they take on Dirtbags. It's still Ryan Weller out there for the home side. Quick time called by the umpire. Wilson, a couple weeks ago, decent showing for T-Rex. First pitch of the frame, up and away, 1-0 count early. We talked about it going into the end of the first inning, Kev. Very few arms. They're at a premium here. Batters can afford to be very, very aggressive if they want.
On one hand, you'd think, hey, let's be aggressive. Let's get these guys out of games. Let's foul them out. Let's rack that pitch count up because you know a position player is coming eventually for most of these teams. The only rebuttal is that you come to this league to develop. You want to take these at-bats as if you're playing against a pitcher every single time. You're not just going to go hack because, hey, we want to win these games. Obviously, you want to win these games as a team, but as a player, you're trying to get better, and this is a developmental summer collegiate league. Come out here and give your best at-bat every single time.
That's the key word, isn't it? Developmental. That's the crux of the entire Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League is a swing and a miss. He might have gotten a piece of it, did Wilson, who will double tonight as the first baseman and the catcher for T-Rex. Johnny Garber on deck, who will also catch, could play third, and then Jonte Hennessy in the hole currently for the first place team in the division. Backed out of it and took a strike. That's another strikeout looking back-to-back Ks working for Ryan Weller. It's already across both pitchers, our third strikeout looking of the night. Weller's got one swinging. That came to close out the first, and in steps Johnny Garber.
Just a good backdoor slider there. Catches him right off guard, looks at it, doesn't even have a chance to wave. It definitely hits that back corner of the zone, which we've mentioned multiple times. That's what they're going for every single pitch, and he hits his spot.
Looked like that one caught the zone 2 from Weller. Right side of the infield playing pretty normal. Second baseman with his heels on the shallow grass. Here's the pitch. Pushed upstairs to the catcher Garber. Ninth batter of this contest for both teams. First place T-Rex, the highest scoring team in the state currently. Swing and a miss from Garber.
Weller has everything moving right now. His fastball looks crisp. His slider is definitely not flat. And his changeup, his off-speed, he's getting guys a chase. And also, he's freezing dudes in the box. Everything is working for Weller. It's all about keeping your cool, keeping your calm, and staying energized. We know that he's tired. We know that there's a little bit of uncomfortable soreness in his shoulder. Just breathe.
Got that one to strike the outside upper edge of the strike zone. He's finding corners too, Kev.
He is finding corners, and that's exactly what he's looking for every single time. And like I said, it has these T-Rex batters on their heels.
Here's the offering. Outside that time from Weller. Good catch behind home plate. So Garber, the second batter of the inning. No gloves for him either. Righty-righty matchup. It's a 3-2. Here's the pitch. Skied a mile into the air. It'll stay in shallow right. The second baseman up underneath it. Good job to keep his eye on the ball, and he gets the second out of the frame. This time of night, that can be tough to see with the lights sort of slowly fading in. The ball can get caught upstairs. Well done to keep track of it, and it's 2 up, 2 down. 3 straight retired for Weller in the defense.
You could say that maybe you set the defensive spots, Ryan. You mentioned it. His back heels at second base were on that grass. He was waiting for something of that nature. Just had to take a few steps backwards. Easy catch, routine out, on to the next.
So this is Jonte Hennessy. Batted leadoff last week in that comeback win against AZ Premier. Swing and a miss from Hennessy, who we believe could be the right fielder tonight. We were only listed the 3 outfielders, Hennessy, and Carlos. Jonte and his brother Quentin. Pitch from Weller. Had some heat to it, but could not find the strike zone. Still 0-0 here in the top of the second. 2 gone in the visiting frame. Weller kicks and connects. One and two from Weller. Sets and checks with the third base coach that looks at the opposition side. That one was up and away. It's a 2-2 count now. Second game of the day. If you're just joining us now, you missed a barn burner between Marucci and New Mexico. New Mexico Post were 6-5 winners on a walk-off HBP. They walked the tying run in and then plunked the batter to win 6-5 after they led for the majority of the contest 2-1. Bats came alive in the seventh. Marucci, who's a top 10 team coming into the night, took a 5-4 lead. New Mexico battled back to win 6-5. 2-2 again. Outside, we will go full to Jonte Hennessy, the outfielder. Another righty-righty matchup early on here. Weller holds the ball at his kneecap. Sets from the third base side of the rubber, delivers one low for the first walk of this Monday night. Hennessy reaches on a full count. Walk puts one on with 2 outs as Gavin Norris, the second baseman, will come to the plate.
Can't tell if that bat flip is just out of convenience so his teammates don't have to come pick up the bat. Or maybe it's a celebration, but man, that bat went all the way over to the dirt and nearly landed inside the dugout.
Hey man, take your happy walks and celebrate them when you can. And so far, what is a tough game? Throw over to first, gets away. It's over the glove of the first baseman, and Hennessy will stand solidly on second in scoring position with 2 gone. A terrible throw over from Weller. That's really the first mistake we've seen him make tonight.
He's had a few really clean pickoff attempts, too. That's a little surprising. He had a few where it just zipped right over, had a chance at one as well on his second attempt earlier on in this game, but that one just zooms right over the glove, and you want that one back. You have a runner in scoring position now. This inning isn't over.
Lefty Norris can push it into right field. A chance for Hennessy, who's got some speed, to score. Here's the pitch. 7th batter in the T-Rex lineup is Gavin Norris. Logan Ewell on deck. Ty Campbell, they might hope to get to him. He's in the hole. He bats 9th, and then Owen Wade rounds out the rest of the order for the top team in the league. Righty-lefty, here's the offering. Skied high and foul over the third base side. Catcher going to have a conversation with Weller. Again, we mentioned some discomfort for him in the pregame session. Brooks Bayer waiting in the wings if they need to go to another guy. Catcher's probably got an important job to try and not only call the right pitches, push it into the right zones, but make sure his guy's okay up at the bump.
Managing at this level of baseball is a lot about managing the emotion of the moment,
Sure.
trying to make sure that he stays in. You want Ryan Weller to remember that this is still just a game, have fun, throw your best, but acknowledge that you have 2 outs.
Runner goes. Hennessy slides into third. Ball gets away. Hennessy's going to come around on a couple of wild throws. Jonte Hennessy represents the first run of this Monday night, and T-Rex have their league-leading 93rd of 2024. Just week 4, by the way, and it's 1-0 to the visitors.
You hate to bring it up this early on in the game. It's only a 1-0 lead for the T-Rex, but these are the moments that they just haven't had so far this season. The mistakes don't come as you see a ball bounce off the chest of the shortstop for the Dirtbags, and another runner goes on a board. They are just cleaner, they are crisper, and they play professional baseball.
1-0, 2 outs. It was a walk that got Hennessy on with 2 outs. A bad pickoff attempt from Weller saw Hennessy go to second. He tried to steal third. The catcher tried to get him at third. He threw it away into foul territory, and Hennessy pretty much meandered home to give his side a 1-0 lead. They'll have a mound meeting right now. Early gut check for Ryan Weller.
Definitely an early gut check. Wondering what the spot is here. You kind of took a spot towards the left side of the huddle listening to his coach. What happens in a lot of these games so far is that the pitcher just goes and plays a position, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Still has the ball in his hand. I'm assuming that he's going to take the rubber once again, but if he doesn't, we probably have a good idea as to who's coming up next.
It probably would be Brooks Bayer. We've talked about him already a couple times tonight, but Weller seems likely to continue, and he will. Back-to-back base on balls. Couple of defensive errors. And T-Rex have the lead, as they so often do in this early season. 9-2. Though they started 6-0. They're just a shade above 500 over the last 5 games. Come back down to earth with a couple of disappointing defeats. Runner on first is Norris. This is Logan Ewell, the lefty in the lineup. He's listed as an outfielder as well. We've got 4 outfielders listed. Kind of like it's Sandlot. Here's the pitch. Looked like it caught the zone. Might have been too low. A really good eye there from Ewell.
I feel like it might have caught the bottom of the zone there. I feel like Weller's still throwing well. He should probably be out of this inning. That ball that bounced right off the chest of the shortstop, that's an out almost any other time. You have to feel for Weller. Like I said, this is about managing the emotion of the moment.
Here's the pitch. Did he go? No real look down the first base line with just 2 umpires. He did not. 1-0 lead for T-Rex, top of the second. Weller trying to get out of this inning. He throws another one over to first. It almost got away again. I'd have real second thoughts right now if I'm Ryan Weller.
Probably one of those moments where you just pocket the pickoff move and just step off the rubber next time.
2 outs, just focus on the guy at home plate. Here's the pitch. Runner looked like he went. They tried a secondary pickoff after he was 6 or 7 paces off of first. They did not throw. It's another ball. It's a runner on first in a 1-0 game. They'll try it again. Did they get him? Nope. Safe. Norris has been heavy in the front of the mind of the pitcher Weller.
If you're Norris and the T-Rex, you know that Weller's a little shaky with his pickoff moves now. I don't hate dancing on and off the bag. Force a throw over. You know that you can have an opportunity to advance to second and have another run in scoring position, and it's only the second inning. Add to that lead.
That one nearly grazed. It may have. And taking first will be Logan Ewell. Runners go to first and second. 3 straight batters have reached for T-Rex. Brings up Ty Campbell. Extra hitter. Could also play catcher tonight.
Ryan, this is something that I haven't had the opportunity to speak with you on broadcast about yet, but me and Mahir Sanhasan, who has done a couple of our other games, have commonly talked about how easy it is to let these 2-out rallies as that gets ricocheted right into center field.
22 shines one into right center, gets down. They hold the runner. And so Norris had a chance to score, but is wisely probably held by the third base coach. The assembly line continues to move, and the bases are loaded for Owen Wade. Wade, the last man in this lineup. 7th man to come to the plate here in the second. His team only lead 1-0, though, trying to convert those batters into runs with the bases juiced. First pitch was low and inside for ball number 1.
Still a 2-out situation. You know that a pop-out, a ground-out, or a strikeout ends this inning. You need to lock into the batter who's right in front of you. No more pickoff moves. Just get the guy at the plate out.
Defensively, the job's easy, too. Closest base, you go get it. Swing and a miss from Wade. Second baseman or shortstop, somewhere in the middle infield tonight for him. Another righty to close it out. A little bit higher stance than we've seen from a couple guys tonight. Standing tall. Weller on a 1-1 from the third base side. Bases loaded. Really was looking for Wade to swing at that one. 10th man in the lineup did not.
Nice and easy, Weller.
Weller and Wade. The 2-1. Upstairs. So now you got to be smart if you're Ryan Weller. You don't want to risk walking a run in early on in this one. It's still only 1-0.
With a team that scored as many runs as the T-Rex have, 93 now and counting on the year, I wouldn't mind trying to nibble.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled high, towering down the right field line. That one had a chance to cause some problems for the right fielder if it was a little bit earlier from Wade.
Balancing risk-reward here between walking in one run or leaving one over the plate and getting 3 knocked in. It's a tough call here if you're Ryan Weller, but preferably you just like a swinging strike.
3-2. Weller winds at Wade. From the belt he works. Here's the pitch. Chopped right back up to Weller. Backhand but bobbled. And a throw over is still in time. Second chance for Ryan Weller. Could not stab at it on the first one, but he only allows 1 run to come across in the second. They strand 3, and we will go to the middle of the second. It's a 1-0 lead for T-Rex on the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League Network. Bottom of the second. Carter Kelly, Brooks Boyer, and Easton Casper, the 3-2 up for Dirtbags after they did a great job to get out of the top half of this inning. First 2 pitches low and away to Carter Kelly. After a 1-hit first inning for Dirtbags. Defensively did a great job. Weller got out of a jam, a swing and a miss. And that's back-to-back Ks now for Cade Burkhart, who's slowly working in. He's retired 3 straight.
Burkhart throwing super well. He looks just like Weller did through his first 2 at-bats in the top of the second inning. But for him, once again, it's about staying locked in the moment, deep breaths, focus on the batter at hand, and remember, you're never out of the inning until you're walking back to the dugout.
That one was low to Brooks Boyer, who could pitch tonight. 1 hit in the first. They stranded that runner. Infield playing deep, the middle part of that. This one pushed out to right field into foul territory. Maybe 1.5 yards from the right field line. It was trending towards the wall. That could have been 2, possibly 3, depending on the speed of Boyer. And instead, he'll have to go all the way back to home plate.
If you're the Dirtbags, now it's all about you're technically on the ropes. Granted, bottom of the second inning, you have a lot of baseball to play, but we're playing on a time limit. This game will end at 9:30 p.m. our time. That's in about an hour and a half. You have maybe an hour and 20 if you want to be specific. You know that you probably need to battle back early so you're not fighting against the clock later on in the game.
Started a little late, too, as well. We were slated to start at around 7:30 local. We started more so towards 7:35. So we'll see you later on if those 5 minutes end up being important. Here's the pitch from Burkhart. Tried to slide one from top to bottom back in. He could not. Patient stuff from Boyer. Pitcher himself. Here's the pitch. Line towards the shortstop. Collected, no, it gets through the glove of a routine play. And that'll go down quite clearly as an E6 to see Boyer stand at first.
Not the first time in this inning that there's been a mistake at shortstop. You saw it last inning, Ryan Weller sort of got put into a jam because his shortstop couldn't get out of the inning in time, had a ball bounce off his chest right there, right through the legs of the shortstop this time. It's the hardest position to play defensively on the diamond, on the infield. You need to be nails, and that's just a play that you want to have back.
We counted that one in the last inning as a Norius single rather than an error from the shortstop, but tough one to swallow there. Brings up Easton Casper. They check off towards the first base umpire, who currently stands at second base. They have called time. I think they're tying the shoes of Brooks Boyer.
I appreciate his coach going out and doing it for him.
Real G.
Don't have Brooks Boyer bend down and have to tie his shoes. Have him stand straight, deep breaths. I got you. I'll tie your shoes. Brooks Boyer, I tie your shoes too.
Go do it.
No, I'm busy right now.
1-0, bottom of the second. Inside, way inside, and Casper had to slide out of the way. Righty with one gone. Stared at that one. It's a really good bounce back pitch from Burkhardt after he left one way off the plate.
Burkhardt knows where he needs to be. Staying on the outside part of the zone, trying to keep it away from the heart of the plate, knows that a ball can just get wrapped up right into that deep outfield. Ooh, throw.
That one's away, and he's thrown it away. It's another bad throw from a catcher and a free base for Brooks Boyer as he stands in scoring position with one gone. It's another mistake from the man behind the dish. Already a couple combined between both teams.
Let's give the steal to the head coach and manager of the Dirtbags. What would have happened if Brooks Boyers would have tripped on his shoelaces and not advanced? Now there's a runner in scoring position. Give that to the manager.
Typically, Kevin, I'm here to play devil's advocate for your clear and blatant sarcasm in many ways, but I can't disagree with that.
Rare.
For once in our lifetime.
Pretty rare.
Very.
And it's on broadcast. Unbelievable. Might clip that.
It's still Easton Casper at the plate. Boyer with a healthy leadoff from second, maybe 4 or 5 steps. 1-0 T-Rex, bottom of the second, one gone. Leg kick, down low, and a walk. So no hits here in this second inning, but 2 on with 1 gone as Sammy Hernandez steps in.
All about staying locked into the moment. Early strikeout, Burkhardt looked awesome. Then an error at shortstop, probably should have been a second out. Then he's looking at just getting out of the inning on this walk, and now suddenly you have a runner in scoring position. You have a runner on the other corner at first, only 1 down, and it's crazy how quick the momentum shifts. Once again, all about the current moment. The batter at the plate, just get him out.
Hernandez looking to call upon maybe some killer instinct. Righty, flared into foul territory. It'll end up in the bullpen. And it's an 0-1 count.
Contact's been a little louder here for Burkhardt. That one that went right at shortstop, that was pretty soft. That one cranked off the bat. You could say he whipped it right off.
It's true. He did. Burkhardt trying to get out of a tough spot here. Bottom 2. Another one flared out to right. Same thing. This one could stay fair. Play is not made by the right fielder. Coming on over to second and safely into second and third go Casper and Boyer. I think the catch was made. Tag was applied and the 2 men on the path were safe. We have a pretty tricky vantage point from up here. We can't really see the far left field corner at the track, and we can't really see the far right field corner towards the track. So relying pretty heavily on intuition, the broadcasters are here this evening. That one pushed into right field. That's going to be an RBI base knock. Coming around is Ray Bro. Here's a chance for 2, and he's safe. Ray Bro with a single to bring in Boyer and Casper, and it's the first lead of the night in the second inning for Dirtbags. They take a 2-1 triumphant start over the number one team in the league, T-Rex.
And that's how you rally and pick up your pitcher. Last time, you probably should have got him out of the inning. There's an error / a single at shortstop, hard hit ball, bounces off the chest, but you know that you probably should have got your guy out of that. That's how you pick up Ryan Weller. You give him a lead, and you get him out of a bad situation. There
Runner goes, and he's safe pretty clearly. And all of a sudden, this aggressive play from Dirtbags has seen them fly around. That's Jose Mendoza at the plate and Ray Bro over to second. Offering to Mendoza, swing and a miss. 10th batter in the lineup, rather. We could see Ryan Weller. We're not certain if he will bat tonight. He could bat 11th. He may not. We don't have numbers on the back of the shirts for Dirtbags. Kevin's going to do his best to ID. We'll keep a track of that one all night. Grounded, right side, through the glove of the first baseman, an E3, and coming around is Bro. Throw was in time. Catcher couldn't grab it. Bro makes it 3-1, and on over to second is Mendoza. And this one's slowly getting out of hands. We saw a defensive masterclass in the 5 o'clock game. We have seen a lot of defensive struggles in this 7:30 tie-up here on Monday night.
I call it guerrilla baseball, Ryan. We know guerrilla warfare. This is guerrilla baseball. They're running on pass balls. They're stealing every base possible. They're advancing at every opportunity given. It's win by any means baseball. It's not really tactical. It's not clean. It's always going. It's fast. They're hitting as hard as they can. They're running at every opportunity. This is baseball at its most pure level.
Here's the pitch from Burkhart, who's trying to get going again. Back to the top for Ty Van Meter, who struck out to open the first looking. Just one hit has led to 3 runs here in the second. Started with Carter Kelly striking out, and then an error from the shortstop, a walk, a fly out to right to advance the runners. And then Ray Bro with the lone hit of the frame drove in Boyer and Casper as Mendoza has taken third. Bro himself scored on that recent E3. Here's the pitch, and Van Meter got one off the barrel, with a handle rather, and it is a 3-1 game, a runner 90 feet away with 2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup, Van Meter and Nelson, if they can get to him. Righty-righty for the pitcher Burkhart, swing and a miss for Van Meter. And that's 2 Ks for him tonight, but still 3 runs cross in the second. Dirtbags take a lead early on in this one. It's already 8:20 local time here on the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League Network. Back for the top of the third. Back in T-Rex's hands with Quentin Hennessy, Juan Carlos, and Justin Charrington. Due up. Top three in the lineup, Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez on this Monday night. 7:30 first pitch. Turned out to be a 7:35 opener. Hennessy, who flew out to center field to open up this game just under an hour ago. Lots of bat movement at the shoulder for Hennessy. Takes a strike.
I said it last inning, and I'll say it again. Ryan Weller had some traffic on the base pass. I don't think that it was 100% his fault. And his stuff still looks good. He's still throwing great baseballs. His fastball is sharp, but that changeup that's just dropping into that top right corner has looked electric all night, and he just got another called strike with it.
See if he goes to it again. He did not. He missed outside. To Hennessy, who missed the game a couple of weeks ago, or last week. That comeback win against AZ Premier. His brother Jonte batted leadoff in his place. Here's the 3-1. Swing. Might have been fouled backwards by Hennessy. Weller trying to start this third off on a high note. Here's the pitch. Outside again. And we will go full for the first batter of the third inning. Rules in this: you will play 7 innings or till 9:30. 2-hour games are the limit. Weller, 3-2. Upstairs. And a walk. No, it's 2-2. Thought we got a flash of a 3 from the home plate umpire. And now we should go full, Kevin.
Both of these umpires with quick movements. Can't really tell what they're saying. The safe movement on that safe call at second base earlier on that tag down was interesting.
Here's the pitch. And that count might have been important for Hennessy to know as he strikes out on the full offering. He's 0 for 2 today as we bring up Juan Carlos, who as of right now is one of 2 players with a base knock through the first 2 frames for T-Rex.
Just a monstrous swing there. Unbelievable power, just hitting air, unfortunately. Just missed the baseball, cut right through it. Ryan Weller gets back into his groove.
The argument, though, could be, hey, swing a little softer. You might not hit as much air.
Yeah, but dingers win games.
As no, this is actually going to be Justin Charrington. So we led off the inning with Juan Carlos. We thought Owen Wade would bat in the 10th spot. He did not. This one is Charrington, blooper to third, stepping in, long throw, got away. And Charrington's got to find his way to slide. That's a big body trying to get down in the dirt. But he's in time, a throwing error from the third baseman, and Justin Charrington will reach for the first time tonight. So just to clean up a little bit, we did not see Owen Wade ground back to the pitcher Weller. That was actually Hennessy, who ended the second on that note with a 1-3. So we ended the second there, and we started the inning with a Juan Carlos strikeout swinging. Second batter of the frame is Charrington, reaches on an E5, and we're now up to Liam Wilson, first baseman / catcher, who bats fourth in the T-Rex lineup. They trail 3-1 down in the dirt for a ball.
Lineups are always a work in progress for us. Usually we're running down, asking for them from the managers before the game. Things are subject to change, but one thing that we do get is a good beat as to what pitchers will go, so we have a good read on who will go to the mound. That's why we're always looking in those visits to who takes the rubber next. We usually know who's going to come out after the first.
And that's why we've been able to tell you, hey, we're going to see Brooks Boyer probably tonight, because it might be the one thing we know. Kevin tries his best to go down there and get research, but I blame him for any lineup errors.
Probably my fault, but me and Brooks Boyer did have a direct conversation. He's excited to throw tonight. He is slated to come in.
You had a direct
later
conversation
tonight.
with him? That's big J journalism, Kev.
Imagine if it was an indirect conversation. Man, I probably couldn't quote that.
You're probably right. Was it on background? Deep background?
Let's not say deep background. Let's just say it was more of a catch-up and chat.
Was it the kind of background that led to Watergate? That's what I'm trying to ask. No? Not that deep? I'm just saying. It could be.
Big day in the Watergate community.
Watergate mentioned. Swing and a miss. And down goes Wilson via the K. Good start for Weller. He's been shaky at points, but he's retired now. 4 batters with strikeouts.
Madison Bumgarner-esque performance from this guy, just throwing as hard as
D-backs
he
Madison
can.
Bumgarner? Or
No, not D-backs Madison
maybe
Bumgarner.
late Giants Madison Bumgarner? Not prime Madison
Give
Bumgarner.
me 2016 Madison Bumgarner. That guy
is
made a wild card.
A heinous exaggeration. No offense to Ryan Weller, who is one heck of a player.
Do you see that strike?
Swing and a miss, yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy hack from Johnny Garber.
Makes you think.
I'm not thinking. Again, no offense to Ryan Weller, who is a fantastic player, but to compare him, Kevin, to one of maybe the 5 best pitchers of a generation is up there.
All I'm saying is this is coming from the same guy who had to knock his head a few times to knock on wood, when in reality he was just checking if there was still a brain in there. Ryan? Yeah, it's still in there.
It's not. It might be. We'll see. That was low. Runner on first is the big, tall Charrington. Righty to Johnny Garber. 0 for 1 today. Popped up to the second baseman in shallow right. Grounds that one for a base hit down the right field side. An opposite field strike for Garber. Moves Charrington to second. And the line moves with 1 out in the third.
Good arm once again in right field. That was a good throw. Stopped some extra advancement. No extra activity on the base paths. Keeps them at first and second. That's a running and scorer position. Runner in scoring position. My apologies. If you're Weller, you're still 1 out away from getting out of this one pretty cleanly.
English is hard.
It is my first language.
Jonte Hennessy steps up. His brother ended the second, not started the third like we initially thought. Hennessy walked and scored. He represents the lone run right now for the league leaders in runs. T-Rex up to 93 here just 3 weeks into the season. This is their 11th game. I'm not good at math, but that's around 9 runs per contest. Right now they've just got the lone tally. Runners on first and second, though, as Weller deals and delivers for another strike. And now Hennessy in a tough spot, trying not to be the man to end this visiting half of the third.
9 runs is pretty much our nightmare. Kind of gets a little dicey when we see double digits on our scoreboard. The T-Rex know how to do it, though.
Did it to us last game, a 12-6 win the last time we broadcasted on Thursday night. Weller checks Charrington at second, winds and throws upstairs. Fun at-bat brewing here with Hennessy.
Maybe Ryan Weller isn't Madison Bumgarner. Maybe he isn't even Diamondbacks Madison Bumgarner. But I will say that his swing and miss stuff has been the best of that I've seen of any pitcher so far in the Woodbat League from just our personal viewing. It's been fantastic. He's missed bats all night, and he's trying to get that one more time.
2-out offering, chopped down the third base side, gloved by the third baseman, and that time he delivers for the 3rd out of the inning. T-Rex get 2 on. They strand them both. We will go to the home half of the third. Still a 3-1 lead for Dirtbags, trying to pull an early Monday upset. Bottom of the third. Ramada Field, field number 4, Salt River at Talking Stick. Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies spring training facilities. We're on the D-back side of things. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, a 3-1 lead for Dirtbags, who come to the plate now trying to pad their lead. Kind of a surprising defensive start between two teams that know how to score. Top 6 in runs for just 3 weeks into the season, Kevin.
Not too surprising for the Dirtbags, though. They, once again, are the second best defense, probably on a rate basis, the best defense.
Yep.
It's not even probably, it's just a fact. They have been fantastic keeping guys off the bases. They've been fantastic getting out of jams. This is what they do best.
And we were told they were throwing their best stuff tonight. Weller's their best arm. They've brought their A lineup, we'll call it, to the table tonight. So we expected a healthy run out from the team. Currently 6th in the division, 13 points, a 6-2-1 record for Dirtbags. They won their last game on Friday night, a 10-8 victory over Saguaros. Same pitcher on the mound is Burkhart. That's a good, beautiful off-speed pitch to get off Ty Nelson. It's Nelson, Sanchez, Leon, 2-3-4 in the third for Dirtbags. Did he jam him up? No, it's a walk. And a leadoff base on balls for Ty Nelson, who's now reached twice tonight.
Those 8 runs given up against the Saguaros last game for the Dirtbags, if you do the math, it's roughly 25% of their total runs given up this year. That speaks volumes as to how good defensively they've been. They were sitting at, what, 26 runs given up over all their games played before that game. This is one of the best defensive teams in the league. This is just business as usual for them. 1 run through 3.
8 runs of 34, roughly 25% from Kevin Cardez. Swing and a miss from Alex Sanchez. He's holding his hand, not Alex Sanchez, Kevin Cardez is holding his hand in front of my face and counting upon his fingers. He has 10.
I was doing the math.
That is enough to count to 8, Kevin.
I held up 4 because 8, 16, 24, 32. That's why I said roughly. It's not an exact number or science, but it's about there.
3-1 lead in the midst of this showing of the odd couple, Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty much what it's been so far, bud.
Yeah, nothing new.
Pitch from Burkhart. Well, held behind the dish from the catcher tonight, Liam Wilson. It's a good sitcom. That's all I'm saying. I think it's still running. Not the new one. Or not the old one, the new one.
Bad TV can still be good TV. It just depends on how you look at it.
Unfortunately, this is true. Fouled straight back by Sanchez. Last came to the plate in the first. Popped up to the second baseman in shallow right field. Jaden Leon on deck was the final out of that first. He struck out looking in what was a good start for Burkhart, who's tamed off a little bit. It's early, but he had a rough second inning. Didn't get much help from his defense as that one's lasered down the right field line into the parking lot. Sanchez, the righty, no outs in the third. Runner on first is Nelson, reached via the walk. Good leadoff for Ty Nelson. Toys with him. He goes, and the throw will not be made. It was bobbled behind the dish from Wilson. And into scoring position goes Ty Nelson with nobody gone in the third. Dirtbags trying to add some insurance here on this early portion of the game on Monday night.
My only critique of Burkhart is that he's just not holding his runners on. I mentioned guerrilla baseball earlier, and I really mean that. And one of the only precautions you can take against that style is trying to hold these guys on as hard as you can. And that's an insane jump to give up. Even if he doesn't bobble it, that's probably still a steal.
It's a walk to Sanchez, back-to-back walks to start this inning. And Burkhart might have to be looked at here. TJ Grassi is the arm we expect to come on when Burkhart, if Burkhart, is pulled early. Check that, Grassel. Sometimes my own handwriting can be my own worst enemy, as Kevin probably well knows. He's probably got terrible handwriting.
I write in hieroglyphics as told me by my teachers, Ryan.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That one's upstairs to Jaden Leon.
Real thing I've been told. Second grade teacher told me that to my face. I never forgot it, and it's still true. I really do right in my own little language. I
Every
promise.
once in a while, Kevin will say something that catches me off guard. That was one of those moments. Sanchez on first, Nelson on second. Nobody gone. And Leon, who struck out looking. Hieroglyphics, a 3-1 game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a big enough hack to find the pyramids of Egypt if he wanted it.
A little reference there. I like how the floor dropped out from below that changeup. That's probably the best pitch I've seen all night. Absolutely disappears under the bat. The off speeds have been killing all of these guys on both sides, but that was the best changeup I've seen all night.
You've liked both guys tonight. Burkhart. That one fell off as well, but fell way too far down in the dirt. Seems like they've got very high ceilings at their best. Both Burkhart and Weller can be the best arm on a championship team in this division. From the early offerings we've been given, just 3 innings into our first look at the 2 starters tonight.
We talked about it at break. It's been the self-inflicted mistakes that have really brought on these bases-loaded jams. I would agree.
Leon gets knocked in the head. He got out of the way but got bonked behind. Umpire will check on him. Burkhart will step up off the mound to check on him too. And Jaden Leon appears to be okay, trotting on over to first, well under his own power, and the bases are juiced with nobody gone in the third.
Scary moment for some helmet music out there. Burkhart's going to get a little talk from the manager, make sure that everything's okay. I don't know if this is going to be the moment that takes him off the mound. Looking to see if that transfer of the ball happens.
He's taking his hat off. He's the second tallest kid there. Charrington towers him by maybe an inch or 2. He's put his hat back on. And now Leon and the rest of the cohort on the base path for Dirtbags will have a conversation with their coaching staff. Burkhart will keep the ball. They will disperse back to their infield positions. Right call?
I'd say that's the right call. That's an unfortunate little pitch there. When we were talking about ceiling, we weren't talking about a dome. You never want to hit a guy in his head, but everyone's okay. Deep breaths. Burkhart still throwing pretty well. A wild pitch is a wild pitch. Sometimes you just don't want it to go upstairs.
And I'm going to chalk that down as an L for Kevin. I don't know if a guy getting plunked on the helmet is the right time to drop a cross-reference joke, because that one's flared out into shallow center. It's going to get down for a base hit. One's coming in, and safely scoring is Nelson. It's an RBI single for Carter Kelly, and the bases stay loaded. It is a 4-1 lead for Dirtbags.
That's routine. Good base running there. Gets the tag. Clean run. Starts to push that lead a little further and further. Scoreboard has it wrong, says it's 3-2. I fear the T-Rex did not just score.
We have it right on ours, so our boys down there will fix that in a second. Eric and Matt. 2 of your favorites, Kevin.
You could say that they're the GOATs.
Here's the pitch from Burkhart, who's really struggled here in the third. Faced 6 batters in the second, has already faced 4 in the third, has got none of them out. This is Brooks Boyer. Reached by an error from the shortstop and scored just an inning ago. He was the first run of this game for Dirtbags. He was followed up by Easton Casper and Ray Bro. Ty Nelson just scored to be the 4th. Sanchez is at 3rd, Leon at 2nd, and Kelly at 1st. For the home side, here's the pitch. Breaking piece. Could not catch the strike zone.
It's probably when you start looking, see if you can get a guy warm up in your bullpen. I don't know if we've seen a double play get turned on broadcast yet. It's one of the harder plays to make at a level like this. You're not really banking on it. Let's see if it happens here.
Chopped up the middle. Run will score. They'll tag on second. The throw to first is in time. It's a double play, but another run comes across the plate. For Dirtbags, Sanchez scores on a fielder's choice, and it's now 5-1 with 2 outs now in the bottom of the third.
Genuinely might be my best reverse jinx of all time. Never mind. I take it all back right as we see a double play.
So Leon is the only man left on the base path. He's at 3rd. Kelly thrown out, or I guess tagged out at 2nd. There's a strike as Boyer grounded into the double play. And Easton Casper comes to home plate trying to drive in a run and keep this third inning going. 5-1 game, another strike. Casper didn't want to swing at it. Reached on a walk, a quiet one. Almost. So they get 3 outs in the end, but not before 2 more runs cross in the third. Dirtbags, number 6 in the league, lead number 1 T-Rex 5-1 after 3. Logan Ewell and Ty Campbell, 7, 8, 9 in the league leader lineup to the dish in this frame. Still out there is Ryan Weller. Is an aggressive swing from Norris is shoved towards the infield on field 5. That will stop play over there. That's a not so tight game. 8-1 in the 5th in favor of the visiting side. Picturesque Arizona night. And it's an 0-2 count to Norris, the second baseman. Gavin Singled was left stranded on third in the second. Line from Weller, shoved back out there again. He's been late on every offering, at least 2 of the 3, and that one ends up in the bushels over towards field 5, but we'll stay at an 0-2 count to Norris, who's just going to try and get somebody on and get something going for T-Rex. Ready lefty. Swing and a miss, and Norris goes down with a K.
Had Norris guessing all at bat. Weller, that might have been the best his stuff has played so far through the night. He's progressively grown into the game. Might be possible his shoulder has just loosened up as he's throwing the ball more. He said he had a light warm-up, tried to ease into the game. It's obviously worked. Sends one down early. We're getting close to what I'd call an Arizona Wood Bat League quality start. Probably not 5 innings. Let's go 4.
Weller deals again. That was his 5th strikeout of the game. This is Logan Ewell, who was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Working quickly now is Weller, clearly in rhythm. It's got to be such a wonderful feeling as a arm to get in the zone and get going with your team padding your lead. Works a little slower this time, but still got Ewell to jam up.
The only number I wish we had tonight was his called strikes and swing whiffs, because this guy is racking them up. It's unbelievable. Yep. Swing after swing.
This one hit. Grounded right side. Scooped up by the second baseman. Bobbled. Throw is in time. A very soft signal from the first base umpire, but Logan Ewell could not get there. He grounds into a 4-3. 2 up, 2 down. 3 straight retired for Ryan Weller, and steps up the 9-hitter, Ty Campbell, who singled in the second.
Soft signal from the umpire, but that's a hard hit ball. That's one you got to knock down. I don't really mind the bobble there as long as he gets the out, and he did.
Kept it in front. We've seen some defensive struggles here tonight. That was not one of them. Weller, breaking piece, sneaks back in. He's ahead 0-1.
Called it by any means baseball earlier. I'll stick to that method. It's not the prettiest play. It's definitely not Jeter over there at second, although he didn't really play second. It's more the fact that he just got the out.
I also use the term gorilla. I'm going to come back in the fifth, and we're going to talk to you about how to spell gorilla. There's another breaking piece that comes back into the zone.
I know how to spell guerrilla warfare. Come on.
See, I doubt that.
Yeah, it's the GU one, man. You got it.
What's the next letter?
E.
Maybe he does.
I'm up.
2 outs here in the fourth. 5-1 lead, 0-2 count to Campbell. Weller trying to make quick work of a 1-2-3 inning. Flared out into the infield, and Weller will do it himself. He'll catch it. Didn't bounce, but he'll step onto the bag. Might as well. Why not? 5-1, middle four. Visiting side out in front. New pitcher into the game for T-Rex, trying to turn the tides in this one. It's TJ Grassel who replaces Cade Burkhart. Lefty-righty, a swing and a miss to start off. It's Sammy Hernandez, Ray Bro, and Jose Mendoza. Final line on Burkhart, 5 runs off 3 hits. He had plenty of Ks, ended the night with 5. Through just 3 full innings as Grassel comes in the bottom of the fourth. Go with the lefty now, Kevin.
TJ Grassel, a little different profile here. Burkhart went up there with his sleeve, held up high, showing off the guns. You could call it a gun show if you'd like to. Threw gas all night, really liked his changeup. But TJ Grassel, a little more timid, gets a strikeout there. Obviously off to a good start. On Burkhart, before we move on, I would like to say that although his strikeout potential was there, obviously we saw it. I just think it comes down to the margins for the entire team as a whole. Kind of got let down defensively. There was a lot of traffic on the base paths and just untimely errors that led to an unfortunate line. But I wouldn't say those 5 runs should be all given to him. That was a pretty good outing from a pretty good pitcher,
Sure.
And he should be satisfied with his night.
Plenty of errors on the card for the defense of T-Rex. They had a 2-error second inning, where 3 runs crossed the plate. A couple throwing errors that led to some early runs for Dirtbags. Good start, though, for Grassel. Contact on that one into left field. Flared out there underneath and making the grab is the left fielder. I believe that is Logan Ewell out there. Try and get an ID on him, and that should be Ewell. So that's 2 up, 2 down. 4 straight now retired by T-Rex. You mentioned the profile shift, kind of your classic lanky lefty. He throws a little bit of nasty off-speed stuff. This time he goes to the fastball, misses outside to Jose Mendoza.
Had a good looping curveball that got kind of batted around there for that second out. Drifted deep into left field. Good play by the left fielder out there, Ewell. But stuff is definitely playing a little different. Swing and a miss there, almost down to his knees in the box.
It's only the 3rd ball we've really seen leave the infield through the air. We had that early fly ball to Hennessy that led off this game, and there's that F7 and the F9 earlier from Hernandez. Miss upstairs from Grazel.
By nature, it's harder to hit baseballs that are sinking down and get them to change trajectory and go up. These guys are pitching for ground balls and lineouts, and it's kind of been the theme all night. Not a lot of loud, deep contact, but some really hard-to-hit ground balls.
Slashed straight back by Mendoza. Jose last batted in the 2nd. Reached on one of those errors in that frame. Was stranded at 3rd after Ty Van Meter struck out for the 2nd time tonight. He'll try and get on the more natural way. Ball comes over from field 5 and bangs into the 3rd base dugout. Here's the offering from Grazel at the knees and inside, and it's a walk to Mendoza that'll turn it back to the top of the order with Van Meter.
Bit of a wiffle ball there. Sailed inside, trying to catch that inside edge of the plate. Just couldn't quite grab it. Ends up drifting into the batter's box. Grassel knows that's a mistake. You can notice his demeanor change a little bit there. Quick walk back to the mound, just trying to get right back into the zone. Lock back into the moment and just get the next batter out.
Grassel comes in. Starts with a ball low and inside. 5-1, bottom 4th, 2 gone. Back to the top of the order. The 2 ties. Van Meter at the plate now. Nelson in the on-deck circle. Their team leading 5-1 over the number 1 team currently placed in the AZ Woodbat League. Pitch from Grassel. Hard up the middle. Well corralled by the 2nd baseman. And an easy 3rd out. And so one gets on via the walk, but it's a hitless 4th to keep T-Rex right in it. It's 5-1 as we go to the 5th. Top of the 5th, Ryan Weller will come back to the bump. The Belmont Abbey pitcher, one-time Horizon arm. The righty has 5 Ks through the first 4, has thrown some of the best stuff that UCAV have seen all season long in the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League. He will face the top of the lineup in Quentin Hennessy, Juan Carlos, and Justin Sherrington. Here's the first pitch. It's upstairs for a ball.
Ryan Weller, one of the best arms that I've seen, as you've noted, but Division II Belmont Abbey guy, recorded his first ever collegiate strikeout March 26th. Wow, went to his first. That's a big moment for him. Obviously, this has been kind of your freshman season's hard. It's tough. You're going to get thrown through the fire. That was his first opportunity to get into the action, and he got it done in a win for the squad. That's a Division II team in the NCAA circuit. Obviously, a good baseball player, ranked top 100 by perfect game in the state when he graduated. Pretty good guy.
There's a strike there to Charrington. Rather Hennessy. Appeared just 5 times for Belmont Abbey. Longest he went was 1 1/3 inning. He was solid at times, allowed a couple of hits as that one's hit hard down the third base line. A long throw from the third baseman is in time. And down goes Hennessy, who hasn't had much luck tonight. That's the second ground out for the leadoff batter for T-Rex, who just have not been able to get going.
2 total innings thrown last year for his freshman season over at Belmont Abbey for Weller. This is one of those opportunities for him to grow into his spot as a collegiate baseball player, playing against fellow similar level talents. Division II, pretty good place to be if you're a ball player. Baseball draft is pretty deep. Lots of ways to make it up to the minor leagues. This is a guy who's probably on trajectory to do something pretty cool with his baseball career if everything stays consistent for him.
We'll see how he charges through the rest of this summer and surges in to the D2 season next spring. Juan Carlos is the right-handed batter. Swings and misses on that one. Carlos got a single, was thrown out at second, all the way back in the first inning, struck out his last time up in the third. Weller working ahead here in the fifth. 5-1 lead for Dirtbags, another swing and a miss. And breaking piece for Weller, 6'3" frame, is working well, coming down and bearing down on the batter's box.
It's a very efficient throwing motion. He's using his entire body, dropping back, using every inch of his frame. His extension is where he's generating a lot of this power. You can see it just drive through his whole body, not just his arm, and it's worked in his favor. He's gone a lot of this game.
That one lined hard to the first base side. A former top 100 recruit out of state 48 was Weller. Number 91, a Horizon Husky. Northern part of Scottsdale. Here's the pitch. A little low. Wanted to earn another K to his tally tonight, but could not.
I can tell he was juiced up there. That might have been the fastest ball he's thrown all night. Used every inch of that 6'3" frame. Channels his body. It's all through the hips. It's working pretty well.
Upstairs, though, and now all of a sudden he's got himself in a battle with Juan Carlos. Runs need to come soon for T-Rex. Just 29 minutes or so left in this game tonight in the top of the fifth. We may not play the full 7. T-Rex team that score about 9 a game are stuck stranded at 1 more than halfway through the contest. Weller has delivered, as you said earlier, Kevin, a quality start. And if it continues, maybe a beyond quality start, if such a thing would ever exist. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. That's tough to take, though. Ahead 0-2, and you walk Juan Carlos, who reaches the base path for the second time here on Monday night.
This is a spot as a manager that you're comfortable letting your guy get through maybe a few bumps in this 5th inning. He's gotten you to this point. He has a cushy 4-run lead as it sits 5-1. Let him work through this. His stuff looks good. He just threw probably his fastest ball of the night. It's obvious he's still running. He's not too fatigued. Let him work through these issues.
He'll face the towering Justin Charrington. Carlos with speed to get around, was thrown out at second in the first, trying to steal. Important to note with Weller, too. Started this game, we thought he was going to be on a short leash with some discomfort in the throwing arm. He has warmed up and, well, he's done pretty well. Brooks Boyer would be waiting in the wings. Ball at the right knee of Weller. A stare and a lot of head turns. He and his catcher cannot get on the same page. I'll try it again. Charrington tips the cap, checks back in, moves the bat, and with 1 on and 1 gone in the 5th, pitch is too tall.
This is a big strike zone for Charrington. Kind of shied out of that one, but where do you call a ball and where do you call a strike for a guy of this size? Just a big human standing up at that plate.
We mentioned Weller's 6'3". Charrington's about the same height as him. If you stood Weller on the mound and Charrington at home plate like it is now. Checks the runner at first. Carlos goes. The throw will come along. Carlos, a safe slide. And he's in a scoring position, trying to get some runs going for the home side, the number 1 team in the league, T-Rex. Stolen bag for Juan Carlos after he reached via the walk. 5-1 game in the 5th. Healthy leadoff again for Carlos, toying with Weller, who will fire. Charrington into the opposite field, out into right center. It's corralled by the right fielder. Carlos will check. No, he dropped it. It seemed routine, and Charrington will stand on first with an error from the right fielder. Carlos safe at third. Runners at the corners, and it's another defensive mistake in this Friday night game. We talked about it earlier, Kevin. When a ball can get that high up, it is tough to see with the lights bearing down on this very large outfield. It can get lost real quick, and maybe it did there.
Just disbelief there out in right field. You got to bring that ball down. You have to give your pitcher some help. Now he has runners on the corners. It's just an unfortunate situation for Weller, and now he has to dig his way out of this hole and be the guy he's been all night.
1 out in the inning. The first pitch from Weller is low and away to Liam Wilson, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. So, chance for him to stray off some demons here to start week 4. Wilson, who's being used as an extra hitter tonight, pushes one high into shallow left. It's corralled in the dirt, and Wilson very frustrated. Helmet was off before he was even at first. It's well done by the shortstop to captain the infield, call everybody off, and that's the 2nd out of the 5th.
Smooth, easy, that's exactly what Weller wants. Now it's just about the guy at the plate. Charrington has a good opportunity just to walk over to second because you're not going to make that throw. That throw goes down to second. You're just going to have that run on third base. Just come in and score. Let Charrington do what he wants to do and focus on the batter at the plate. That is your end of the inning. It's not Charrington.
Weller versus Garber. He's at the dish. Garber out into center field. A loud crack of the wooden bat, but it's not going to get up in anywhere. It's claimed by the center fielder, and after 2 guys reached with 1 out, it's back-to-back fly balls for Weller, and we are through the top of the 5th. 2 more stranded for T-Rex, who have not been able to turn those guys into runs. It's a 5-1 lead for the visiting side Dirtbags. Bottom of the fifth, 5-1 lead. Dirtbags out in front. They're back at the plate. Ty Nelson, Alex Sanchez, Jaden Leon being buoyed by their pitcher. Ryan Weller, a Division II product from Horizon High School, has been throwing well tonight. High 80s, low 90s for the righty. Now the offense trying to get him a little more insurance on the tail end of the fifth, Kevin Cardes.
High school baseball players now are told that speed is what will get you to the next level, as well as perhaps a professional side, because if you have the speed, you have an intangible that you can give to a team like, hey, maybe we can shape his control. I think that Weller tonight has not only shown speed, but great command of the baseball, throwing high 80s. We said that he was touching 92 apparently from Matt Fredette downstairs. Let us know on his pocket radar. He's still hitting in that range. That is what you want to see from a pitcher at this style of ball.
Pro plug, by the way, Kevin. Nelson fouls one back. It's Grassel still on the hill. Had a decent, honestly better than that third. Faced 4 batters, 1 walk, 1 K. Now he has to deal with 2, 3, 4. It's been a tough night for the leadoff hitter Ty Van Meter, and that's why Nelson, Sanchez, and Leon will bat again just as they did as a group back in the third. How long can Grassel, the second pitcher to throw today for T-Rex, keep his team in it? This is a very important inning to try and keep it at a 4-run game.
You want to keep it within 4. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen a big comeback. This T-Rex team literally came back from a near identical deficit not even a week ago. They can do it again. It's in the cards. It's all about surviving these defensive spots.
We saw them on Tuesday night. They played AZ Premier in a 12-6 victory. They had a 7-run 5th inning. They did not have a 7-run 5th inning here tonight, but still potentially with 2 more to play. It's 9:09 as Grassel misses up and away, and it's a leadoff walk to Nelson, who flies on over to first.
This is where a new piece of the game kind of gets introduced. It's 9:09. You have 21 minutes. Grassel's whole objective is get out of this one fast. It's not about getting out of here scoreless anymore. As if you give up 1 but you get out in 6 minutes, that's what you want.
Which has to be a new element for a lot of these arms and these teams to deal with, because the great thing about baseball, there's no clock on the game. Well, here, when you get into the latter innings, there is most definitely a clock in the back of your mind in some facet.
It's Manfred ball in our own Arizona Woodbat League style.
Not a Rob Manfred guy, Kevin?
I wouldn't really say I am.
I liked the shift, I'll tell you that.
I did like the shift.
I was a shift supporter.
I do like shortened extra innings. I'll give it that. Ooh.
Ball gets through on the right side for a base hit. That's Alex Sanchez. His first knock of the day. Look at Nelson's hustle on over to third. He slides in safely. Runners to the corners. Nobody gone in the 5th. And T-Rex are in trouble as Dirtbags do the work.
Nelson flying around the bases. That's a weird hit, kind of off of the inside part of the bat. No sweet spot detected there, but gets right through the hole between first and second. Opportunity to run all the way around the bases, and he does. It's fantastic.
Just a slow chopper through the gap on the right side of the infield, and now a pickoff over to Sanchez. Second time on the bases for him tonight. A walk and a score in the third. Jaden Leon 0 for 1 today. Got plunked off the back of his helmet in the 3rd inning. Was stranded at 3rd. Struck out looking in the 1st. First time facing Grassel for him, as is pretty much everybody you'll see going forward until we get towards the bottom of the lineup.
For the most part, first time seeing that lefty arm. The element of surprise sort of helping him out here, disguise his pitches. You see that one just go right through a bat.
Lefty righty. Leon trying to drive in a run as Nelson got into the head of Grassel. Ty Nelson was maybe 7 or 8 steps off third base. He's got a chance with a left-handed batter to sneak up on him if he so can choose. No vision of third. Pitch up and away. You ever steal home, Kevin?
I did steal home
No.
in Little League.
That doesn't count. It counts. I can give you that.
Hey,
Did you successfully steal home?
Oh, yeah, I got there.
See, that's where I draw the line of belief. Runner goes at first. They tried the old little league play where first base runner steals second, catcher throws it over, and there's a free plate for the guy at third, but well done behind home plate from Liam Wilson to make sure that he was not going to go. 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. Bottom of the 5th. Chopped foul off the bat of Jaden Leon.
As a catcher, that's instinct. You want to gun that guy out at second, no matter what. Even if you're telling yourself over and over, hey, I'm not going to throw it, the second the ball hits your glove and you see that runner on first to start to advance, you want to throw him down. You know that you can't, but it's always a good example of just self-control, keeping that ball in your mitt.
No one missed outside from Grassel, and it's a walk to Leon, the second of the inning for the lanky lefty. That mans the bump for T-Rex. Carter Kelly will come up, single his last time up, grounded or was thrown out or tagged out at second, all over the place in a double play scenario in the 3rd. 3 on, nobody out. Kelly stares the first pitch as it goes low.
Leon was visibly upset at that one. That one also came in close across his shoulders. He doesn't want to get hit again in his head. That's not ever what you want. You don't want to get hit in your head at all. He kind of threw the bat towards the dugout, realized that, hey, that one was a close call again. He's probably pretty angry. I'd expect some hard running from him if you hear the sound of the bat.
Grassel upstairs, 2-0 count. Never want to get hit in the head. I agree.
Concussion protocol. That's what knocked Ronan Haycoop out of the game.
That one's upstairs. Did that graze the helmet of Kelly? Umpire says it did, and another hit by pitch in this game from T-Rex will bring home the 6th run of the inning. Ty Nelson turns around and makes it a 5-run lead. Another mound meeting as they'll talk to Grassel.
Was told before the game by the manager of the T-Rex that if it were to go down and 2 pitchers are wasted and the game's not over, it'll be a position player that takes the mound for the T-Rex.
Sure.
Obviously, it's not the end of the world for a lot of these teams. There's a lot of guys on these rosters that are pitchers who also just happen to play a little bit of left field, a little bit of second base. So maybe you're going to see like an actual pitcher take the bump, but no promises after this point. Looks like Grassel's going to stay in. Sort of looked like he motioned to his forearm there in the huddle. Maybe a little bit of discomfort there. Manager went to go make sure he's okay, but he's going to throw again.
At this point, if you're T-Rex, you've got a long week ahead of you. Games coming firing and fast in the Arizona Collegiate Wood Bat League as they try and get to a healthy amount before the All-Star break in 2 weeks' time.
Want to get to the All-Star break, but you want to get to the 4th of July. These fellas are all off for the 4th. Big holiday. Everyone wants to have it off. A few days in between there. They won't play on Friday either.
Swing and a miss from Brooks Boyer. T-Rex do play tomorrow night. They play 4 and 5 Lowball, who sit 11th in the early season table. Boyer, that one went off his bat and plunked over the right field line. One of the weirder foul balls I've seen. And then on Wednesday night, you'll see T-Rex against New Mexico, who won today, that thrilling walk-off win. Pretty anticlimactic in its conclusion, but a walk and a hit by pitch to win a game and walk off variety in the bottom of the 7th still works. Boyer into right field, shallow and a base hit. RBI as another run scores. It's another single, line moves, and Alex Sanchez is the 7th run of the night. Bases stay loaded, and the outs stay empty in the 5th.
Good decision to throw home there. You want to stop the bleeding where it starts. No one can move if home plate is tended to. These guys, it's a bases loaded jam. You can't advance. It's all about just getting the ball to home, saying, hey, take a deep breath, reset. That's exactly what happens. Only one run comes in. It's exactly what you want.
T-Rex started the year 6-0. If they lose tonight, they will be 3-3 in their last 6. First time losing back-to-back contests all season long here to start week 4. For Dirtbags, this would get them to 7 wins. A 7-2-1 record would jump them up to 15 points after this Monday table has concluded. Batter is Easton Casper.
Dirtbags will also be at about 3.5 runs given up per game. That's a fantastic mark to be at.
Defensively, that will do.
Oh, that'll play.
That one looked outside and was from Grassel. Casper 0 for 1, a strikeout to end the third inning. Reached via the walk and scored in the second.
As time dwindles here, I'm assuming that the T-Rex might only have one more opportunity to bat. 12 minutes left in this short clock. Maybe a little bit of grace given to the fact that the game was started late, but I wouldn't count on it. Most games have stopped at 9:30. They're always allowed to finish the inning unless the game has already been won, of course. Probably looking at 3 more outs for the T-Rex.
Well, that's the other side of this Dirtbags half of the inning. The longer this inning goes on, the better they look, not only from a runs tally, but also the time. Maybe get out of here without having to go back to the defensive half. It's another walk, and another run comes home. That's Jaden Leone. Third of the inning, we have seen 6 batters. This will be the 7th in Sammy Hernandez. 3 have scored. None have been tasked with an out to their name here in this 5th. Hernandez, the first batter in this Dirtbags lineup, to see Grassel for the second time. He struck out swinging to lead off the prior inning. This one's fouled by Hernandez.
You brought up an interesting point there, Ryan. Didn't really consider the fact that with little to no outs on the board, you just have 11 minutes to play with here. If you can burn this clock all the way out, this game could end with them just standing at the plate.
10 minutes to play. Ball gets through from the catcher. Every runner advances, and another one for Dirtbags. It's 9-1. Kevin, you seem rather upset with that.
Oh, I'm not upset about anything here. I think that this is just where the wheels have fallen off the bus, unfortunately. This was a close game, one that was within reach. We've seen this T-Rex team pull off stunts that look a little impossible. They've added a lot of runs in one inning, but it's just sort of falling apart here. And now it's up in the air if they'll even have an opportunity to go and bat again.
That 7-piece we saw a week ago that we've referenced now a couple times tonight would not bring them level in this contest as it stands. An 8-run lead for Dirtbags as they stamp a staple win on the early portion, perhaps coming in their season. Hernandez with a healthy swing. He's 0 for 2 today. So if Dirtbags hold on, that is probably the loudest victory of this young 2024 Arizona Collegiate Wood Bat League season. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back by Sammy. It's Ray Bro in the on-deck circle. No double play, at least at first and second. They'd have to do it a different way than we normally see at this level, and then Jose Mendoza would round out the side. Hernandez, 2 strikes to his name, and a second strikeout of the day. That's the second for the reliever Grassel. And that's the first out finally of the 6th that comes on the 7th batter.
Good little swing strikeout there for Grassel, gets him back on track. You mentioned it, not even that 7-spot put up a few days ago would bring them back level in this game. And at this point, maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's about just coming up to the plate one more time, giving your guys more at-bats. This is what it's all about. As a pitcher, you can give them that. You can give at least 3 more guys an opportunity to go up to the plate. There's no real mercy rule. They'll have the opportunity. Time just needs to be in his favor.
Upstairs from Grassel. Bro has probably the loudest hit of this game. It was a hard-hit single all the way back in the second to the right side. We do not have an extra base hit tonight. We had 2 home runs in the first game. We had multiple extra base hits between New Mexico and Marucci in what was a 6-5 contest. Everything tonight has been small ball. What's your word for it again?
It's guerrilla baseball. I'll stand on that. I think that's a good description of what's gone on tonight.
We're going to get Kevin over to Southeast Asia and have him introduce some guerrilla tactics for a second time. That's a walk as Ray Bro reaches for the second time tonight. You don't have to go if you don't want to, by the way, Kevin. I won't force that on you. Bases are loaded again. Boyer at third, Casper at second, Bro to first. You going or no?
Great baseball coaches come from all over the place, but I'll tell you that great basketball tactics come from the EuroLeagues. You're setting me to go learn and instill baseball with a new set of just plays. You're giving me an opportunity. Thank you, Ryan, and you're going to pay for my flight, too.
I'm not. It's big in Southeast Asia, though. That's become a thing over the last couple of years. There's been hundreds of award-winning photos coming out of Bhutan and from Thailand. They love their baseball there. Kevin's going to be the new face of Vietnamese baseball in the next coming years. A pickoff attempt is away. That's a good snag from Charrington to keep everybody where they stand. Jose Mendoza has reached twice, does not have a hit. He is technically 0 for 0 today.
In the words of the mediocre Jude Bellingham, who else? Send me. I'll be the face.
Upstairs. If Mendoza can reach or not ground into a double play, we will get back to the top of the order with Van Meter, who would represent the 10th batter of this fifth. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, and here comes Ty Van Meter. Second K of the inning for Grassel, and Van Meter, who is 0 for 3 today. Leadoff hitter trying to get out of a semi-slump on a Monday night. Bases juiced with 2 gone in a 9-1 game. Pitch is upstairs.
6 minutes.
You mentioned those reps. This is where Van Meter, Kevin, would slide right in and hope for another AB, and you get the clock perfectly. 6 minutes to go. Swing and a miss. Van Meter has struggled tonight. Not really been too competitive. Rest of the lineup has picked up the slack for their leadoff man. Here's the pitch. Contact pushed towards the right side and foul.
Just looks like his swings are a little late. He's either swinging right under it or swinging just a touch late on those balls. They're spraying far right out. The dugout, unfortunately, is not in play. You want to put it in front of you. It's all about just taking a deep breath and maybe going a little earlier. That leg kick is pretty long from him in his stride, so.
Are you going to teach the people from Southeast Asia that the dugout is not in play, Kevin?
I'm sure they know that already. They're intelligent people, and I know that.
I agree. It was outside. It's 2-1. Well, if we don't get out of this inning in time, we could see Ryan Weller for one last swan song. Pushed out, flared into right field. Underneath it is Juan Carlos, and that's the third out of the inning. 4 cross in the fifth. It's 9 in total for Dirtbags. They have an 8-run advantage. We will play in the top of the 6th. Ryan Weller back out in the 6th, the top half of the inning. He'll finish off this game with just 3 minutes left T-Rex have to put up 9 runs or 8 runs in this frame to see us go beyond into the bottom half. What an outing for Weller. Came in 6'3" righty. Plenty of Ks to his name. Low 90s fastball from jump. He's thrown a good off-speed pitch as well. Kevin has touted a couple times across this broadcast platform that he's probably the best pitcher that you've seen in the league so far.
Almost certainly. It's important to note that the T-Rex Baseball Club on the other end of this absolute carnage from the mound, that's a club what a grab.
Snag! Lined hard down the right field line, and the play was made by the first baseman in foul territory. Tough to swallow for Jonte Hennessy, and that's the first out of the inning. That's probably the hardest hit baseball we've seen tonight, Kevin.
That was a great play on the bag. Way to get off of it. Way to move. Way to use full extension to get there. Just a great play.
For T-Rex, it'll probably go down as a night that was. They stranded 2 in the last, 2 in the third. A leaving of the bases loaded in the second. They have stranded 8 in total tonight. Left on base. It's been a rough deal with runners in scoring positions, with probably isn't even more credit to Weller. How good he's been in pressure moments. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside corner. That's really well done. Bottom half of the zone.
Great pitch there. Just caught the outside zone. Uncommonly known fact, the entire plate is actually the zone when it comes to being a ball or a strike. If it touches the plate at any point in its path, that's technically a strike. It's not a 2D box that goes across your knees and your shoulders, across your chest. It's more of a 3-dimensional kind of floating being. I'm trying to find a way to describe it.
That was really meta, and I didn't like it.
Well.
For real stats that matter, Weller has not allowed a hit since the bottom portion of the third inning. That was Johnny Garber, who singled with 2 outs in the frame.
T-Rex Baseball Club getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yep.
Weller did play for them previously, not through the summer league. T-Rex Baseball Club is a sort of a club system that goes, you can play youth baseball there, you can even play baseball after you turn 18 on their U19 squad. They play all around Arizona. Weller did go through there at one point. Knows a lot of these guys on the roster, like you said, Ryan. Kind of pitching against his own boys.
I'm sure there's good banter there. That one was up and away. He has not allowed a hit in the previous 10 batters, Weller, as he tries to close out a complete game in what is a very quality AZ Woodbat start.
You know who retired 10 in a row? In a game where they came in and had to throw a lot of baseballs. Madison Bumgarner, 2014 Game 7 of the World Series, came through as a hero. Not to say it again, but kind of seeing it here.
I have access to the audio equipment. I can mute you. That is a threat. 9-1 game, 1 out. Top of the 6th. We have gone past 9:30, so T-Rex have to find 8 runs without getting 2 more outs if we want to see a bottom half of this 6th. Weller trying to get another strikeout to his name against Gavin Norius. Chopped left side, scooped up, third base, and he's out. 2 gone in the 6th. No. 3 gone in the 6th. All over the place we were. Got so caught up in yapping about the star performance tonight from your player of the game, the ace of the Dirtbags, Ryan Weller.
What a fantastic game. The best complete game thrown that I've seen. The only complete game thrown that I've seen in my experience watching these Woodbat League games. Unbelievable from start to finish. He kept his velo up. His stuff was snappy. He was staying inside the zone. But most importantly, he limited the hits. There was no loud contact. He kept everything within the diamond, and his team helped him out when they needed it. He got out of a couple jams. He escaped a bases-loaded scenario. What a performance from Ryan Weller. This does not happen without him.
So your final score is 9-1. Dirtbags take down the top team in the Arizona Collegiate Woodbat League in T-Rex in resounding fashion. They score 3 in the second, 2 in the third. They pile on 4 in the bottom half of the 5th. They allowed just 1 run. That came in the second. This one was never really close. Your final lines tonight in terms of runs: 1 for T-Rex, 9 for Dirtbags. Count up the hits: 1, 2, 3 hits for the visiting side tonight. For Dirtbags, those 9 runs come off just 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the entire game. It was sloppy. It was guerrilla baseball. It was a lot of fun here tonight for Kevin Cardez. For Mahir Sinhasan, our producer, 9-1 your final score. Dirtbags make a statement on Monday in Week 4. Saying goodnight from Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, I'm Ryan Secor.